So let me ask you this. How many kids shows can you think of that included fashion fraud, espionage, new transport technology, the Sahara Desert, and a bunch of people hijacking an aircraft in one episode?
Well, I can think of one show, Thunderbirds, with the episode Alias Mister Hackenbacker.
Yes, this is one that I think, as the title tells, kind of belongs to Brains, if you think about it, because it's an alias he uses when he's undercover. And in this case, he's designing this new bit of technology for air travel.
That's right. Under the alter ego of Hiram K. Hackenbacker, Brains designs for the Central Control from Edge of Impact, actually. He designs for them this new revolutionary plane called Skythrust. And the secrets of this plane are left ambiguous until the end of the show. And while this is going on, we also have the B storyline involving Lady Penelope meeting up with fashion designer François Lemaire. And he's designed this, as well as Brains designing this revolutionary new air travel, François Lemaire has designed this revolutionary new fabric, which he has named after Penelope. Penilon, that's right.
Yes, as he's named it. It's this kind of fabric that can fit into any small kind of compartment, as you see him with this completely amazing old party trick, you know.
He squeezes an entire dress into a matchbox, and the Penilon fabric doesn't crease, and it doesn't tear, and it doesn't wrinkle. So the applications are endless, and it can look like any other fabric. But obviously, fashion secrets are a must-have. People would kill to get their hands on fashion secrets, or, as shown in this episode, plant 100 bloody transmitters everywhere.
Yes, we know fashion secrets are quite big because the fashion world is so big today, but I'm guessing like in the future it's going to be humongous. It's going to control a great deal of the world's wealth and population, so hence why there are so many bugs being planted in this guy's flat.
They're everywhere, and she keeps on having to stop him from doing stuff. He's telling her about it, and he's like, wait! And then there's a bug in the plant. And then she's like, wait! And there's a peeping Tom outside, and then, wait! He's like, oh, I will just write it down, and she's like, wait! The pen! And he's like pulling bugs everywhere. I was waiting for her to pull one out of his arse. It was just, not really.
So once again, we are dealing with the typical storyline of a model getting involved with espionage.
Just like in Man from MI5, and of course, Zoolander.
Oh yes, too true.
But, because of all of these bugs and this compromisation in security, Penelope comes up with the ingenious idea of holding the fashion exposition of Penilon on the Skythrust plane that Mr. Hackenbacker, has designed for Central Control. And so it goes that they're holding the fashion show on this plane, showing off all kinds of wonderful clothes made of Penilon, until two hijackers take control of the plane. And it's up to Thunderbirds to take them down.
And one of them turns out to be one of the models.
That's right, one of the models is which confused me, because she had the clothes right then and there. She could have just ditched them rather than waiting to get into an airplane.
Yeah, it's very strange. I mean, whoever these guys are, it's obviously they're obviously trying to get their hands on it, and they're probably going to pay her a handsome wage. I mean, it's a shame we just didn't have a Malaysian Prime Minister to kill.
Or any Frankie Goes to Hollywood to play in the background.
Yeah, it is a shame. But I mean, it is quite ridiculous that she's holding these pilots at gunpoint, because if anyone knows, if you fire a gun in an aircraft, it'll just create a huge suction and everyone goes out of it. So it's ridiculous to take a gun on an airplane for a
compromise the cabin pressure, yeah. Then everybody loses.
So here we are, and we do see Penny, Lady Penelope, probably at her best, being a very good model, a very good fashion model. This is something that Jerry Anderson kind of enjoyed, because even in Captain Scout and Mistrons, there's a fashion-themed episode where there's some spies in models. But this one is quite interesting, because even it being just like a very everyday thing, and she even models a bridal gown. There's a bit of an in-joke reference to Attack of the Alligators.
Something is like called, one of the lines is called Alligator Attack, and it features some alligator scales, so, there's a little in-joke there. It's probably one of the most notorious episodes.
And then eventually, as the whole thing is taken hostage, we just see International Rescue get into action, because Penny is able to alert Thunderbird 1 and 2, so Scott and Virgil head off, and Scott is on his way. But we don't actually see him take part in this. I mean, all he does is locate where the aircraft is, but he doesn't land or anything.
That's right. All he does is trace the aircraft, and the rest is left up to Virgil and Alan in Thunderbird 2.
Who use, as Brains puts it, non-lethal missiles,
Yeah,
or non-explosive missiles.
Because Brains designed the Skythrust aircraft, he figures out a way to compromise it and force it to land, and that is where the secrets are revealed. He gets Virgil to destroy the undercarriage so that they can't deploy the wheels. So how is a plane with like 500 gallons of jet fuel supposed to land safely without wheels? And that's when it comes into play. Brains, Mr. Hackenbacker, reveals that Skythrust can jettison its fuel tanks upon landing so that they can explode safely in the air and not blow up the entire plane.
And so that's so once that happens, Scott, Virgil, and Alan pretty much go after the two villains behind this entire, fashion heist. And according to Jeff, they've got records about a mile long, including murder. So it looks as if they tried maybe murder, theft, espionage, and fraud, and hacking, perhaps, like techno-terrorism or something. And now they're just going into the world of fashion thieves.
Because you've got to look good when you're committing crimes.
They don't look very good, though, when they're stealing this, hence why...
That's probably why they need the clothes.
Oh, dear me.
Penny-law.
Yeah,
and with carry-on luggage, with them charging for carry-on luggage and weight allowance with suitcases, Pennylon is definitely a revolutionary new fabric.
Yeah, and as everyone is receiving it, the audience on the plane, one of them looks and sounds exactly like the guy in Brink of Disaster, the big monorail mogul.
Yeah, he even has the same kind of attitude, like, oh, gee whiz, not since the cotton mill has there been such a revolution in fabrics. It's like, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, it's a very fun and quite unique episode if you think about it. I mean, how do you link new flight technology to fashion?
Two very different industries, but two revolutionary new additions, and yeah, they both come together in this very unique setup for a Thunderbirds episode.
It has a very interesting ending too. I mean, it's pretty good that Alan and Virgil go straight back to Tracy Island, because it seems that Brains, or Mr. Hackenbacker, is busy trying to escort Tintin off to a luxury dinner accompanied by some 1993 champagne.
Excellent year, apparently. I mean, I wouldn't know, I was 1.
No, I was 2, so, but I mean, apparently according to Parker in a recent episode, it was 1998 that was the best. But how do we know? I mean, we can't remember.
But no, it was an interesting setup for an episode, and the alias Hiram K. Hackenbacker. It's it's quite funny how Brains definitely enjoys immersing himself in that role and using that alter ego, but I do find it quite peculiar how he will continue to use it when talking to actual international rescue members, like Lady Penelope and Virgil. People will still call him Hiram, so that, makes me think about the validity and the authenticity of what his real name might be. Might it be Hiram K. Hackenbacker? We'll never know.
Well, having looked through the character biography that's available online, apparently no one actually knows his real name. It's not noted anywhere, so I guess Brains may have been just like a nickname or something, because apparently, according to the biography, Jeff Tracy discovered him whilst he was a lecturer in Paris.
He could have a really boring name like John Smith or Scott Walker or something.
Yeah, probably something like that. So
or Shawn Michael.
I guess Hiram Hackenbacker is a bit more interesting. It's just that it's only revealed to be his real name in that film.
That film.
Yes. But still, this is one very enjoyable episode with lots of interesting, versatile characters, and yeah, we enjoyed it.
So yeah, stick around for the next episode, Lord Parker's Holiday.
Oh yeah.
And apologies to any John Smiths, Shawn Michaels, or Scott Walkers out there who I've said have boring names.
Well, no one really has a boring name. It's who you are that matters.
That's very philosophical.
Yes, well, you never know.
FAB.
FAB.